So as we discussed previously that the properties of magnet, first property is discussed is attractive property because magnet attracts other magnetic materials and also other magnets, and magnet also has directional property. That means magnet always shows the north and south directions. With the help of magnetic compass you can find out the directions, north and south directions. Okay, directional property. Next, magnet has poles. Magnet has poles. Those poles we call as north and south poles. North and south poles. So magnetic poles always exist in pairs only. Magnetic poles. Magnetic poles always exist in always exists in pairs only, pair only. That means we imagine it is the magnet, right? It is the magnet. Okay. So if I break this magnet into very small pieces like this, even though this piece also contains north and south, that means north and south pole. So if we take this much of huge big magnet and if you break this magnet into very finest particles and very small particles like these particles, even though these particles also exist in pairs only, poles always exist in pair only. That means magnet never exists with a unique pole. It does not contain only one north pole and it does not contain only one south pole. It possesses both the north and south pole. Okay. Next, these magnet lines, the magnetic lines, the magnetic lines are always formed a closed loop, which means this is the magnet. This is the magnet, north and south. Okay. So some amount of magnetic lines we called as a magnetic field, magnetic force of lines. So these magnetic lines of force always travels from north pole to south pole. Okay, north pole to south pole externally. This is north pole and this is south pole, and so here observe the arrow marks. So the lines comes out from north pole and ends at south pole. So the direction is here like this. Here also the magnetic lines of force comes from north pole and ends at south pole. So it is external part. It is external part. But inside the magnet, the lines of force travels from south pole to north pole. South pole to north pole. Here it is north pole and it is south pole. Externally, which means outside the magnet, the lines travels from north pole to south pole, and but inside the magnet, the lines comes from south pole to north pole. We write here. So here, if you observe this, the line comes from north to south and passes from inside the magnet from south to north. Here, it forms a closed loop. It always forms a closed loop like a ring. So if there is no any breakage at any point of position. There should not be any breakage. the lines of force. So these lines of force always forms a closed loop. Is it clear? And the magnetic lines of force, the lines of force, magnetic lines of force, okay, travels from north pole to south pole, travels from north pole to south pole externally, that means outside, externally, okay, and from south pole to north pole internally, from south pole to north pole internally, okay. So from inside the magnet, the lines comes from south to north, but from outside the magnet, north to south. So actually, these are comes under the proper lines of force, but I am saying including the properties of a magnet. Okay. So first one is magnet has attractive property, magnet also has directional property, and magnetic poles always exist in pair only. So there is no existing unique pole. Okay. Yes. Sixth point, magnetic lines of force. Magnetic lines of force can passes through any body. Magnetic lines of force can pass through can pass through any object. Can pass through any object. So these lines of force can passes from any object. So previously you played with magnet, I think. So if you kept a magnet down and if you place a magnetic material like a safety pin on a book or on your paper, if you place a magnetic material like safety pin on your paper and if you keep a magnet near the paper, okay, so if you move the magnet, then the magnetic material, the safety pin also moves, which is present in the upper side. If you move that magnet which is present in the lower side, corresponding with the magnetic safety pin also moves. Why it moves? Because the force which exists by this magnet can pass through the paper or some plate, okay, so that it affects the magnetic material and it makes the magnetic material to move to and fro corresponding to the movement of magnet. So that from this example we can clear that magnetic lines of force passes through any object. Okay, ma? So these are the some properties of magnetic lines of force and magnet. And coming to the story of a magnet, so there is a small story regarding the magnet. Okay, now you say clearly, once listen. So there is a shepherd. His name is Magnus. Around nearly 2,500 years ago, okay, the Magnus, who is the shepherd, okay, so he used to take the sheep and goat to the hills for grazing. To the hills for grazing. So he always have a stick with his hand, okay, and that stick is covered with a metal cap, iron cap at one end. At one end, the stick is covered with a iron cap. Okay. So while he is grazing his sheep and goats, okay, at a particular point or particular position, he dipped his stick into a pond. Okay. So there is a pond at some place of grazing the sheep. In this pond, okay, the sheep is dipped. The stick is dipped. So at one end of the stick it is covered with a metal cap. Okay. So inside the pond there are some pebbles or like some stones. While he is playing with the stone with the help of the stick at the dipped end it is covered with some metal cap like iron cap. Okay. While he is playing in the pond with the stick and inside the pond there are some pebbles and stones. So suddenly while he is playing with the stick he observed that the stick is getting heavier because of some stones or some pebbles get attracted towards that metal cap. So he pulled out the stick and he observed that some amount of stone get attracted towards that metallic cap. Okay, so then the stone which the magnets pulled out. So with the help of the stick, he pulled out the stones. Because of those stones gets attracted towards the metal cap. Okay, so then he realized and named it as lodestone. These stones are nothing but lodestone. What it is? Lodestone, and this lodestone is the natural magnet. Lodestone is the natural magnet. Okay, lodestone, that is the natural magnet, and it possesses the attracting property. So which material possesses the attracting property? So those materials are called as magnets, and these stones are gets attracted towards the metal cap, and this is occurred naturally. So these stones are called as lodestone, and this lodestone is nothing but a natural magnet. So what the natural magnet? The natural magnet is lodestone. The natural magnet is lodestone. Important. What is the natural magnet? The natural magnet is lodestone. And till now, neodymium. What is the term? Neodymium. Till now, neodymium is the strongest magnet. Strongest magnet. What is the natural magnet? Lodestone. What is the strongest magnet? Neodymium. Remember, neodymium it is the strongest magnet. Okay, and these natural magnets are not strongest magnets. Natural magnets are not strongest magnets, and these natural magnets does not possess any required, not in a particular shape, not in a particular shape. Why? Because of not in a particular shape. Does the stones have a particular shape? No. Stones never does not have not be in a particular shape, but we can make the stones into a particular shape. So those like artificial magnets. Those like artificial magnets. So whatever the magnet we are requiring, and we can make those magnets into our required shape, and those magnets are called as artificial magnets. Those are called as artificial. So this artificial is also nothing but a man-made. What do you mean by artificial? Artificial is also nothing but a man-made. So not naturally occurred. Not naturally occurred are called man-made, and those are also called artificial magnets. Okay, Nama? So So these artificial magnets, are made up of steel or iron. So artificial magnets are made up of steel or iron. What materials we can use can make that magnets? We can use steel or iron, but by mixing the metals, so mixing up of metals we called as alloys. So some alloys like iron, nickel, iron, nickel, cobalt, aluminium. Okay, so materials like iron, nickel, cobalt, aluminium, and copper. So mixing up these materials, we can make the magnet as a powerful magnet. We make the magnet as a powerful magnet. So by mixing up these materials, we call this as alloys. What? Mixing up the materials is known as alloys. So by mixing up these materials, we can make a magnet into a powerful magnet. Okay, Nama? And so with the help of steel, we can make the magnet as permanent magnet. By using steel, we can make the magnet as permanent permanent magnet. And with the help of soft iron, with the help of a soft iron, we can make the magnet as temporary magnet. Temporary magnets. So by using steel, we can make the magnet. Steel is a magnetic material. Okay, so we can make this magnetic material into a magnet, and this magnet will be a permanent magnet. So with the help of we can also make the iron as a magnet. So those materials we are converting iron into a magnet, and those materials are called as a temporary magnets. Okay, of course we can make the soft iron also a permanent magnet, but while comparing the steel and iron, steel is used to make strongest, permanent magnets. Okay, children, right? And so I already said that the shapes of a magnet. So the most regularly used shapes are bar magnet, disc magnet, ring magnet, and horseshoe magnet. So these are the mostly used magnets. But not only this shape, we can make the magnets into our required shapes, and those magnets are these magnets are nothing but artificial magnets, because natural magnets never be existing required shapes, and compared to the natural magnets like lodestone and these artificial magnets, compared to the natural magnet and artificial magnets are more powerful than the natural magnets. Artificial magnets are more powerful than the natural magnets. Okay, Nama. Next, coming to the examples for magnetic materials and non-magnetic materials. So here I am giving the example for magnetic materials and non-magnetic materials. Let's say some object names and whether what is the material which is used to make that object, and whether that object is attracted to the magnet or not. So name of the object, material with which it is made, whether it is attracted to magnet or not. Attracted to magnet or not. So first one, jump clip. What it is? Jump clip. So jump clip is made up of iron. Jump clip is made up of iron. Whether it is attracted to magnet or not? Yes, it is attracted to magnet. Next, next one is scale. Scale. Scale is attracted to iron or not? That depends upon the material it is made. So if it is made with iron, then it is yes. If it is made with plastic or wood, obviously it is no. They are not attracted. Like key. Some keys are made with iron. So if the key is made with iron, yes, it is obviously attracted to the magnet. Next, pencil. Pencil. Pencil is made up of wood. So obviously, no. So in this way, we can categorize the magnetic materials and non-magnetic materials.